Alright, so today we're unpacking a really ambitious and frankly mind-expanding book review. This one covers a work by S.C. Sayles called Chronos, the Logos-Centred Chronosophy, Volume 1. Now, if you've ever caught yourself wondering, what is time, really? Is it just the ticking of the clock, or is there something, fundamentally mysterious about it? Then wow, this episode is for you. So at the heart of Sayles' book is this kind of huge question. What is time? Is it just an endless sequence of seconds, or is it bound up with something cosmic, maybe even divine? For Sayles, the big argument is that time isn't just an impersonal mechanism or some random function of physics. Instead, it's presented as a deeply covenantal reality. It's actually ordered by God and fulfilled in Christ. Now, regardless of where you stand, religiously, philosophically, scientifically, I think that's a really interesting claim because it asks us to consider time as more than just a scientific abstraction. What does that mean for you, for anyone walking around on a daily basis? Well, it reframes time as something meaningful, something with purpose, instead of just, sand running through the hourglass. Let's talk methods and structure. Sayles doesn't just cherry-pick from theology. He tries to weave together theology, metaphysics, the history of science, and philosophy all into a unified system, a big tapestry with time at its center. He even creates this thing called the information delta field, or IDF, which is his way of explaining how all things, space, matter, time itself, are sustained by what he calls the logos, or the foundational word, or logic, which is pretty wild when you picture it. So, an important point, this is not an easy read. Sayles gets into history, prehistoric rituals, the philosophies of Mesopotamia, Mesoamerica, India, all the way through to Augustine, Calvin, and of course contemporary physics. But behind all these references and historical meanderings is his key assertion: time is created, not eternal, not cyclical, not this endless loop, but something that has a start and finish, something with a purpose. He lines this up with both biblical ideas and, interestingly, lots of findings from modern cosmology and physics. One of my favorite quirky digressions in the review, though, is about how people experience time. Like, kids feel time all stretched out, and then adults think it rushes by faster and faster, which, isn't that something we've all said to someone at some point? Maybe speed of time is actually a kind of signal about how our brains and our souls, or whatever you want to call it, process meaning and novelty and fear. The major takeaway, the thing Sayles wants readers to wrestle with, is that time is dynamic. It's not just a blank stage for things to happen. It has direction. It's moving from a beginning to an end, and it's all ultimately part of a sacred narrative, not just for the universe, but for each one of us. He outlines this in 8 big propositions. Time is created, it's not eternal, it's structured within this information field, becoming is real, history is linear, God's eternity isn't just endless time, physical time is measurable and finite, psychological time is elastic, and, this is a biggie, time travel backwards, totally out, both biblically and scientifically. So, what's the big meaning for you, the listener? I think the big shift here is to see time not as a prison or as something to be endured, but as something shaped, something you can engage with, something that's meaningful on multiple levels, whether you see it through a theological, philosophical, or scientific lens. The book challenges secular reductionism, but it also addresses spiritual despair or nostalgia by pointing out that history, and even your own lifespan, is more than just random or repetitive. It's, a journey with direction and hope.